Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Friday, January 31st. This will be a technical analysis breakdown, so if you're someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. And then real quick, I'm doing something special that I wanted you to be aware of. So if you are into futures trading and you use a prop firm, or maybe you're interested, I am running a contest right now to give away two $150,000 accounts. So what you'll need to do is use the link down in the description box or just use code CLAY, C-L-A-Y, and come to the website and purchase one of these various sizes. Now, the code will give you 50% off. So that number you see there will be 50% less, 50% less. So that's why you want to use that code. But also, I am nearing the threshold where the Take Profit Trader will give me some free accounts to give out. So if you are one of the people that help push me over that threshold, which I'm very close to, then I will give you one of the $150,000 accounts. But what you need to do is after you purchase, forward me your email to clay at claytrader.com. Again, clay at claytrader.com, so I can see that you did indeed purchase. And then I'll look at, like I said, the people that push me over that threshold. They will get the free $150,000 accounts. So if you're thinking of resetting an account, maybe you just need another one anyways, then definitely make sure to take advantage of the deal. Throw your hat in the ring and see if you maybe walk away with an additional $150,000 account. Now, first off, a couple clarifications here as far as the charts. Number one, the candlestick that you see right there will be moving around and changing. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. Second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So stock number one, ticker symbol NVDA. And for those of you that watched yesterday's video, then you know that this behaved exactly like you would want to see it behave, because as I talked about in yesterday's video, that green line there that I put in play at 118.50 was a very, very important level of support, because that level would illustrate progress being made. And you can see right here, price did a fantastic job of honoring that level. So when you combine that with this low right here, and if you want to envision each of those as stair steps, we do now have stair steps making progress in the upward direction. And that's what you want to see. Nothing can go straight up, but you do want to see those signs of progress. And in this situation, the quote-unquote sign of progress is being able to stay above 118.50, which again, it did very nicely with. Also, the price has gotten up above that purple line there, so that's a nice step in the right direction, but there's still a lot more work that needs to be done. The next bit of quote-unquote work that needs to be done is not only getting up to the top part of this channel here, but then breaking through the top part, which right now is valid at 129.15. But all in all, very, very good, nice day today, and we'll see if the price can continue to get some more upside pressure to the top of that channel on Friday. Next one, ticker symbol FOXX, and we have a couple of very well-defined levels here. And I like well-defined levels because when a lot of people are watching these same levels and wondering these same things, call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want, it can produce some pretty dynamic movement. So the first level, then maybe you know right where I'm headed with this in terms of areas of resistance, is right up here at that point right there. You can see time and time again today. In fact, let's just 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times rejected right off that $11 mark. So yeah, $11 for whatever reason is certainly where the sellers are currently hanging out at. So that'll be the key breakout point moving forward. As right now, yeah, there's been a pretty big pullback here. But for you pullback players, you probably noticed that the price is now starting to come within striking distance of a couple of these very key moving averages. On my chart, the pink line denoting the famous 200 period moving average and the purple line denoting the famous 50 period moving average. So a couple different choices. If you like to play breakouts, very well-defined level. If you like to play pullbacks, like I said, you have a couple of key levels down here. So we'll see what happens with it. But yeah, a lot of volatility today, a lot of momentum and volume. So we'll see how it goes on Friday. Next one here, ticker symbol AMOD. And we have ourselves an interesting pattern here that has taken shape. So started strong and then have a bit of a pullback here. So I'm kind of just drawing this broadly, so maybe you would totally disagree with my trend lines here, and that's fine because I'm just trying to illustrate the point here that there has been this pullback after a nice move up. So yes, it's been pulling back, but if you care about the bigger picture point of view, meaning if you're a day trader that you bought right there and your plan was to buy and sell within 14 minutes, well then yeah, from that standpoint, you don't care about any of this. I'm trying to make this these comments from more of a bigger picture standpoint. But yes, there was this pullback here, but as somebody that cares about the bigger picture, you would say, well yeah, Clay, fair enough, the price did pull back, but what happened before this pullback? And you would say, well, the price was here and then it moved up to that point, which is now giving us a bull flag pattern. Just because something's bullish does not mean for sure guaranteed it's going to go upwards, but certainly valid, certainly plausible to think that if the price were to come up here and break through that level, that break in and of itself could create additional buying pressure. So if you like bull flag patterns, you like this price range, definitely keep an eye on it. Next one here, KZIA, and a lot of them are looking like this today, where you had the big moves up, you had the price way up here, and hopefully day traders are using stop losses because, yeah, you've had some bigger pullbacks. But like the other ones, this pullback here is now getting very close to these moving averages, which I've already talked about. So if you are somebody that likes to play pullbacks and you like to hit pullbacks to the key moving averages, then of course, as always, there's no guarantees. That's why risk management matters. But certainly more than plausible to think that if the price were to pull back a little bit more to this area, you could get some sort of bounce from that area. So keep an eye on that for you pullback traders. And then for those of you that like to play breakouts, got an interesting trend line right there, which is basically measuring this current pullback right here. So like I've said, no guarantees, but valid to think that if the price were to come up here and break through that trend line, that might be the leading indicator that there's some more upside buying pressure to play out. So yeah, if you bought up here, not a very good looking chart at all, but for those of you that are still monitoring it, definitely got some interesting scenarios here headed into Friday. Next one here, TSLA Tesla, crazy day, opening 30 minutes. I mean, price was up here, plunged all the way down here, dropped some more, and then this is where I'm going to pat charts on the back. So not patting myself on the back, but patting charts on the back. If you watched yesterday's video, you saw me put that line into play. Look right where this crazy move happened to bounce, right off that line. Now, if you don't believe me about that line, I'm not offended at all. All you got to do is go back and watch yesterday's top 10 video, and you'll see I had that line right there. So again, not patting myself on the back, but certainly patting charts. So charts are a tool that I would argue definitely needs to be used and factored in within your decision-making process. But nonetheless, came back up here, then got the break of that area, and then up it's went since there. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of those lines. Our newest area of resistance now to keep an eye on, very well-defined trend line right here, so you got to think a lot of people have drawn that area, which creates the potential for those self-fulfilling prophecies where if it curls back up and breaks through it, breakout traders are going to say, oh, it's breaking out. Oh, I'm a breakout trader. Oh, I'm supposed to buy on breakouts. And then they just buy for no other reason other than that. So keep an eye on that from a resistance standpoint. And then if the price does continue to pull back, key area to watch is going to be that purple line right there, 50-period moving average, right now valued at 395. Real quick, want to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online webinar that I'm offering. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used to build consistency and manage risk, then definitely get signed up for the free live class. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down in the description box you can use, or if you're watching at my website, there's an area right there on the webpage you can use. Now, one special note, it is a genuine live event. So a couple scenarios, maybe you already have something on your schedule this evening, or maybe you're watching this Friday morning and you totally missed it. That is okay. Send me an email to clay@claytrader.com. and I will send you a link to the replay so you can watch it whenever best fits your schedule. But yeah, definitely check it out and learn more about trading and how this is a powerful tool. Next one, ticker symbol SPGC, and very beautiful pattern here as it all starts off with a well-defined area. So you got to think everybody and their brother's uncle has drawn that trend line right there, which once again introduces that talking point of potential self-fulfilling prophecies. And then on the flip side of things, have a nice area of support, trend line right there, so green for support. And then just to make this pattern easier to see, let's keep it one color. So we have our area of resistance, we have our area of support, we have the big upward move here. For you golfers, try to make it a little bit more visual, put the golf hole down here. We have a bull pennant pattern. So if you like bull pennants, you like stocks down in the penny stock range, certainly keep an eye on it. Next one here, WULF, and this one's been making a nice move in the upward direction, slow and steady. And it becomes a very valid question to say, yeah, this has been making a nice move, but is it still healthy? How can we tell if the bulls are still in control? And that is where we don't want to overcomplicate things. But by getting a trend line in place, I think this trend line right here will be very helpful in terms of just continuing to gauge the health of the current bounce. And nothing fancy about it. Just stay above that green line. Because think about it, that green line is upsloping. So what does the price need to do in order to stay above it? Well, it needs to continue to build higher lows. And that's the name of the game. Assuming you're bullish and you want to see true signs of strength, a true sign of strength is, like I've said earlier, not going straight up, but just building higher bases. And again, in order to stay above that uptrending trend line, by definition, the price needs to build those higher bases. So continue to watch that. And as long as the price is above that green line there, then the bulls 100% are in control. And then in terms of next key battlegrounds, all eyes, you got to think, going to be watching that pink line there, 200-period moving average right now valued at 561. But you got to give credit where credit's due. Slow and steady, and as long as the price stays above that uptrending trend line, that's what matters most. Next one, RGTI, and for those of you that have watched past videos, we've been tracking this pattern quite a bit, and unfortunately, well, depending on your perspective, I guess if you were short, this wouldn't be a bad thing, but up here you can see the price came up there and directly got rejected from that top part of the pattern down to here, and now as I speak, the price is hovering right here at the bottom part of the pattern, so that'll be the big question mark moving forward. Will the price continue to respect this area, or the bears getting, geared up to make another push to the downside. If the bears do win with a push to the downside, next key area of support going to be that 200 period moving average, right now valued at $11.60. Now, if the price does try to bounce, then yes, this overarching area here is still the key part of the pattern from a resistance standpoint. But before you put too much emphasis on that, in the very near term, the first key level now that's going to need to be broken is that purple line there, the 50 period moving average. But yeah, things are looking pretty shaky right now. The price is slightly below this area. Does it get more continuation going into Friday? We'll have to see what happens. Next one here, ticker symbol NAOV, and gotta like this one. Good solid pattern here. So we have our area of resistance. Have a nice lower trend line right there. Change it to green, and then just because I cannot help myself, let's keep it one color, make sure everybody sees it. So we have our resistance. We have our support. We have the big upwards move there. We have the golf hole down here. We have ourselves another bull pennant pattern. So if you're a penny stock trader, you like bull pennant patterns, definitely keep an eye on NAOV. Next one here, ticker symbol NIO. Been a while since I've done this one, but it's been very choppy, just kind of going back and forth. But today, made an attempt upwards, and it did succeed a little bit. But as I speak right now, you can see last 30 minutes looking a little bit shaky right here. But nonetheless, let's get some levels mapped out. In the first key area, nothing fancy or complicated. Literally just a question of where did the party finally stop today? And that was right up here, right around the $4.46 mark. So that is going to be a key level to watch moving forward. And as I zoom things out, you can see a break of 446 would be putting the price up at highs that have not been seen for a very long time. So keep an eye on that. And then in more of the near term, as far as key supports and pullback traders are concerned, definitely want to keep an eye on that purple line right there, 50 period moving average. If things get very severe on the pullback, then yeah, you could potentially see that 200 period. But if the price were to come down and then break down through the 200 period, that would be a sign that this whole movement here was just basically a dead cat bounce and that there is no genuine strength behind it. I'm not saying that's what's going to occur, but in my opinion, at least that line in the sand is certainly down there, the 200 period moving average. But yeah, as of right now, very rough final 30 minutes, but we'll see if this pullback continues more down into the moving averages. So that wraps up the top 10 list. Again, if you like what you saw here and you want to learn more about the tool, then definitely get signed up for the free live class. It'll be very soon. In fact, this evening, Thursday, January 30th at 8 p.m. Eastern time. But like I said already, if you can't make it live for whatever reason, go ahead, send me an email to clay@claytrader.com and use that same email for the giveaway that I'm doing with the prop firm account that I talked about at the very beginning. So either way, though, let me know just as documentation if you purchased, or for this, if you would like me to send you a link to the replay. But overall, appreciate you watching. If you enjoy these top 10 videos, please hit that like button. And if you're looking for a super easy and free way to support the channel, please hit that subscribe button. It really does help out. So thanks for watching. Take care.